Are you tired of playing the leadership game by the same old rules and always coming up short? Well, what if we told you that there was a way to think about leadership that goes beyond winning and losing, and instead focuses on creating value that lasts for the long haul? Get ready to dust off the old leadership manual and toss it out the window because Simon Sinek's talk is about to blow your mind. He's about to teach you how to create a workplace that is so amazing your employees will start showing up to work on the weekends just because they can't get enough. Okay, maybe that's a slight exaggeration, but you get the point. Get ready to learn how to be the kind leader that people actually want to follow, not just because they have to. Embrace an infinite mindset. Simon Sinek is saying that if you want to be a successful leader, you need to focus on the long-term game. It's like playing a game of chess where you're not supposed to focus on just making one move to win, but you're thinking several steps ahead. In other words, instead of just trying to beat your competitors, you should be focused on building something that will last. To do this, Sinek suggests adopting an infinite mindset. This means recognizing that business is not a finite game with a clear endpoint, but an infinite game that requires constant adaptation and evolution. If you're only focused on winning the short-term game, you might be sacrificing the long-term success of your organization. For example, let's say you're running a restaurant. If you're only focused on getting as many customers as possible today, you might be cutting corners on things like food quality or customer service that will hurt your business in the long run. But if you are focused on creating a great experience for your customers and building a loyal customer base, you will be most likely to succeed in the long term. And if you don't believe Simon Sinek, just think about the story of the tortoise and the hare. The hare was focused on winning the race quickly and easily, while the tortoise was focused on steady progress and endurance. In the end, it was the tortoise who won the race because he had an infinite mindset and was focused on sustaining his effort over time. Focus on your purpose and values. Apple's purpose is to empower creative expression, and its values include things like innovation, design, and simplicity. So when Apple develops a new product, it's not just about trying to beat their competitors or make more money. It's about fulfilling their purpose and values by creating something that empowers people to express their creativity in new ways. On the other hand, a company that is solely focused on beating its competitors may lose sight of its purpose and values. They may end up making decisions that are not aligned with their values or sacrificing long-term sustainability for short-term gains. Imagine a company that is so focused on beating its competitors that they forget why they exist. They start making products that are cheaply made and don't work well just because they are cheaper than their competitors. They end up losing customers because their products are terrible, and their competitors are still doing better because they are focused on creating quality products that fulfill a purpose. The moral of the story? Don't be like that company. Focus on your purpose and values. Build trust and foster collaboration. In order to cultivate an infinite mindset, leaders need to create a safe space for their employees to take risks and share their ideas. This is kind of like when you're playing a game of catch with your friends and you're not afraid to throw the ball even if you might miss the catch. You know that your friends won't make fun of you if you miss, and they might even help you improve your throwing technique. For example, think about Pixar, the famous animation studio behind movies like Toy Story and Finding Nemo. Pixar's culture is built around the idea of plussing. That is taking an idea and improving it upon collaboration and iteration. Employees are encouraged to share their ideas freely, knowing that their colleagues will build upon them to create something even better. When leaders build trust and foster collaboration within their organization, they create a culture of psychological safety, where employees feel free to speak up and share their ideas without fear of retribution or ridicule. This leads to better communication, more creativity, and a higher level of engagement among employees. In contrast, a culture of fear and mistrust can stifle innovation and creativity, as employees may be afraid to take risks or share their ideas for fear of being criticized or punished. This can lead to a stagnant and unproductive work environment, where employees are just going through the motions and are not fully engaged in their work. Be adaptable in the face of change. Take the company Blockbuster. At one time, Blockbuster was the king of the video rental industry, but they failed to adapt to the rise of streaming services like Netflix and Hulu, and as a result, they went bankrupt. On the other hand, companies like Netflix and Amazon have been able to adapt to changing market conditions by expanding their product offerings and investing in new technologies. Organizations that are successful in the long term are like chameleons. They are able to change and adapt to their environment in order to survive. Just like a chameleon changes its color to blend it with its surroundings, successful organizations must be able to adjust their strategies, products, and services to meet the changing needs of the customers and the market. Adapting to change also means being willing to take risks and trying out new things. Just like a chef who experiments with new ingredients and techniques in order to create new and exciting dishes, successful organizations must be willing to try out new ideas and approaches. Sometimes these experiments will fail, but that's okay, as long as the organization is able to learn from its mistake and pivot when necessary. Lead with empathy and compassion. Think about the last time you had a boss who seemed completely out of touch with your needs and concerns. It probably made you feel frustrated and undervalued, which likely had a negative impact on your performance and motivation. On the other hand, when leaders show empathy and compassion, they create a culture of trust and respect, which can lead to greater collaboration and innovation. One way to think about this is to imagine a boss who's like the character Miranda Priestly in The Devil Wears Prada. She is intimidating, demanding, and completely uninterested in her employees' feelings or concerns. While Miranda may be an entertaining fictional character, she is definitely not a role model for effective leadership. When it comes to leadership, empathy and compassion are often overlooked, but they are crucial for creating a successful organization. Effective leaders need to be able to understand and relate to their team members, customers, and stakeholders. This means putting themselves in their shoes, listening to their concerns, and treating them with respect and kindness. In contrast, a leader like Patagonia's founder Ivan Schwennerd is known for leading with empathy and compassion. He has created a company culture that values sustainability, transparency, and social responsibility, which has helped to attract and retain top talents and loyal customers. So if you want to be an effective leader, don't be like Miranda Priestly. Instead, focus on developing your empathy and compassion skills. Take the time to listen to your team members, understand their needs and concerns, and treat them with respect and kindness. It may not be as glamorous as being a boss like Miranda, but it will definitely lead to greater long-term success for your organization. To put it simply, Sinek is saying that leaders are not just focused on winning in the short term. Instead, they have a long-term perspective and are focused on creating value for their organization and stakeholders over time. Sinek also emphasizes the importance of empathy and collaboration in leadership. This means understanding and valuing the perspectives of others and creating an environment where people feel safe to share their ideas and work together towards a common goal. In other words, being a good leader is not just about barking orders and expecting people to follow blindly. It's about creating a sense of purpose and belonging that inspires people to do their best work. Overall, Sinek's talk offers a refreshing perspective on what it means to be a leader. Instead of just focusing on winning at all costs, he challenges us to think about how we can create something that is truly valuable and sustainable over time. And let us be real, we could all use a little more empathy and collaboration in our workplaces. If you are new here, hello and welcome to Motivation Matters Most. Here in this channel, we talk about self-improvement and motivation with different stories to go along with it in order for you to find success in life. If this is something you're into, consider hitting the subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you can be updated on our next upload. With all that said, work hard in silence and let your silence be your noise. See you!